Yo, what's good? Welcome back to a new video. Today I'm not going to show you anything inside FL Studio, but I think this is one of the most important videos you're ever going to watch, because there's just so much more to being a music producer than actually making music. You need systems in place that help you organize your stuff to be more productive and get more placements. Before we start, shout out to KBZ the legend who put me onto this years ago. Let's dive right in. So we're here in my folders. We're in the 20XX folder, which is an over folder over all the years. And I pretty much started doing this in 2021. You make a folder for every year, and in this year you have a folder for every single month. Now in each of those months, there's a folder with bounces, there's a folder with FLPs, there's a folder with ideas, there's a folder with loops, and there's a folder with packs and sessions. And basically every time you make a beat, you save it into FLPs and then export the MP3 file into bounces. When you have any unfinished beats, you put them into ideas. Just like that, you can track all the beats you make in a month, and you have them all sorted here. You can count them and track your progress as well. Now we do the same thing for loops. But inside the loops folder, there are another two folders, which is MP3s and FLPs. It's basically the same system as with the beats. You put the melody FLPs in there, and you put the exported MP3s in there. Same here, you can always track how much music you make and keep improving on that. And the last folder we have in here is packs and sessions. And this is just for random things. I use it to either have loops I downloaded, or to have a folder for example, starters I download from my friends I work with, or I have a folder for in-person sessions, or whatever I'm currently working on, whatever opportunities I'm currently working on. That's kind of the place to put all the random stuff. One tip I have for you still is create like a template, which is like all the things I just showed you, but empty. So every time a new year comes around, you can just copy that and rename it to 2025, whatever. And then you have an empty template, and you don't need to duplicate the last year and then go in there and delete all the things, which is very time consuming. So that's part one of my structuring. What I also have is a beats folder. This is where I put all my beats. So whenever I'm looking for beats for an opportunity, I can just go in here, MP3, we have them sorted by wipes, go in there and search for some beats and send them out to opportunities. That's how you keep all your beats organized and in one place, so they're ready to send out when someone needs beats. Same goes for stems. Every time I make a beat, I'll export the stems as well, which is just a super easy way to have everything in one place. And even if you can't find the sounds or you can't find the FLPs, you still have the beat in the stems, and if someone needs it, you can just go in there and directly send it out. You don't have to go back and export them. It just saves you a lot of time in the long run. So every time you make a beat, you want to export it into your month folder, into bounces. You want to export it into your beats folder, which is an overall beats of all your beats you've made. And you want to export it as stems into the stems folder as well. Now, I do the same for loops. Here are also all my loops structured by genre and vibes. And one thing that is unique here is I have a send folder. This is where I put in all the loops I didn't send out yet. So whenever I'm sending out the loop pack, I'm going in there in the folder, and I'm just checking the folders and deciding on what vibes I want to send out. And that way I can guarantee that I don't send out any loops more than once, and it just gives me a structure, and I always know how many loops I have left to send out. So what you want to do for loops is every time you make a loop, you want to export it as an MP3 into your years folder. You want to export it once into one of those categories, whatever it fits it best, and you want to export it once into a sending folder where you can send them, and after you send them out, you can just delete them from there and they're gone. Now the last thing I wanted to touch on, I have the same for starters as well. So also categorized, and we have a send folder as well. And I just put all the starters in there. Every time I make a melody, I export a starter as well, so I can send them out to other producers so they can flip them, send them back, make new melodies. And just a great way to be productive as hell. Just having structure and organizing all your stuff is super important, dude. Don't underestimate the importance of that. It can like literally change your whole game as a music producer. If you start doing that today, I promise you, you won't regret it. If you want to learn how to make unique orchestral Southside samples, check this video out.